Tupper True was an artist whose murals depicted Western life. You can find many of his murals all over Denver, Colorado. This Colorado native was commissioned to do murals in state capitals, the Hoover Dam, and several for prominent buildings in Colorado. Many of his murals are lost to urban renewal, but many still exist throughout Denver. Come along with us as we go on a scavenger hunt to find them. The past speaks to us. Let's go see what it has to say. So you're sitting there saying to yourself, who the heck is Tupper True? Better known as Alan True. Well, if you've seen a Wyoming license plate, you know the artist, Alan True. Yep, his claim to fame across the nation, besides his murals, is that bronking horse on the Wyoming license plate. The Renaissance Hotel in Denver, Colorado, was once the Grand Colorado National Bank. It once was a place where fortunes were kept. After its construction in 1915, Alan True was asked to adorn the grand lobby with his murals. So we've been having an amazing time in downtown Denver. Mr. Martini is responsible for a lot of high-rises in the downtown Denver area. So we spend a lot of time down here. A lot of times I'll come into the city with him and just kind of tour around and film and, just kind of go to places I've been wanting to go for a long time. We had a major storm coming in today, and he needed to work an evening down here. So we decided to stay the night in downtown Denver. But this time, we're staying at the Renaissance Denver Marriott. I have wanted to stay here for a long, long time so I could get a closer look at those Tupper True murals downstairs. So this building is very famous for its murals. Tupper True was a very famous mural artist across the West and especially here in Denver. I love going to all the great government buildings or high-rises that we have here that have his murals. It's kind of a scavenger hunt, and I still haven't found them all. But this building is famous for its Native American murals downstairs. It basically depicts a whole lifespan of a Native American, from the time that they're young to the time that they die. And it circulates all the way around the lobby area that used to be the bank, the Colorado National Bank. So let's go downstairs and look at some of his murals. Mr. Martini, he's gone to that evening job he needed to go to. I'm gonna go downstairs, have a glass of wine in the lobby bar, and admire these murals. So these right here were the first murals that he did above the executive area. So again, that's where the bank executives would sit. So one of the best places to really see the murals is to go up to the second floor, and then you can get a little more eye level with them. So I'm a little upset on how faded these murals are. I can tell they're not being touched up, and you know, they're works of art from a famous muralist, and you know, I think they need to be preserved, especially in such a historical building. Make sure you ask the front desk for this nice little booklet on the history of the hotel. So the Allen True murals are fading. I mean, I was in here a couple years ago, and they definitely have faded since the last time I was in here. They were saying that they don't touch them up like they really should. So his colors are always kind of a pastel color, and you know, pastels, you know, they lose their color very quickly. So the murals that are in the executive area, right here, they call, I believe, the youth murals. And if you really look at them, you can see that everybody in the murals is a youth. So you can see there's a signature, True 1923. And then there's this green marks here. It's almost like somebody vandalized the portrait. It doesn't look like it belongs. That green right there. So this is the executive area. It's one of the best places to really see all the murals from up here and get up and close to them. You can really see the youth one. The architecture is just beautiful throughout this whole building. The dome, just beautiful. So here's the other ones. This is the old Ma Bell building. That is the Performing Arts Center. So literally across the street. I love these old turnstiles to get in. The architecture is just absolutely amazing. There's even more murals inside. Old phone booth. They're all over the city, and it's like a scavenger hunt to find them. So if you ever find yourself going to one of the wonderful musicals and plays across the street at the Performing Arts Center, which is amazing if you've never been to one in Denver. They have about 5 different theaters, and they're just wonderful. The building has several Allen True murals, but at this time, the only ones accessible to the public are on the south side of the building within an alcove. One of our favorite places to relax and have cocktails is the Brown Palace Hotel. The Brown Palace has been dishing up elegance since 1892. In the early 1930s, Alan True began discussing the possibility of creating 2 murals for the hotel. In 1937, the 2 works were installed above the elevators. They are called Stagecoach and Airplane Travel. So we're walking over to the city and county buildings to find ourselves some Alan True murals, that being the Capitol. I don't know if we can get in the Capitol where there's some more murals, because it was closed down because of COVID, and I don't know if it's reopened, but we'll try to check it out. So we've cut across from 16th Street over to 15th. This is Civic Center Park right here. The Capitol's right there to my left. And then this is City Hall for Denver. And there's supposed to be some murals inside there, so we're gonna go check it out. So all our government buildings are around this civic park. So that's the Capitol right there. And I believe that's the county building, and then this is City Hall. So the City Hall here is pretty grand. I just think it's an absolutely gorgeous building. But it's a really wonderful building, and it's directly across from the state capitol.
That's so they can keep an eye on each other.
There you go. So kind of like in Washington, where buildings are down a mall from one another. So it's grand in its own way. So I'm inside City Hall, and I have found at least one of the murals, and they're inside the clerk's office. But I'm not sure if I can get into other rooms to see if I can find them. I had a hard time finding these murals. Security and the staff had no idea what I was talking about, but I found them on the first floor. Both were on opposite sides of the floor in offices. With permission, I was allowed to take some photos of the murals. Some of Alan True's artwork was destroyed along with the buildings that hosted them. Others have been banished to storage or found and put on display once again. We have shown you just a few places in Denver where you can find his murals. We invite you to go on an Alan True scavenger hunt around Denver and Colorado. It is a great educational adventure for all.